Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick.
And my name is Chris. And Nick, what do we got in store today?
Today, Chris, I guess we have a really big news for VeChain. So we have VeChain toolchain powering the producers market to onboard US seafood imports platform, which is absolutely massive, massive news, Chris. So if you find this useful, guys, definitely go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really appreciates it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you'll be kept up to date with all of the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Chris, should we quickly recap the markets, jump into the charts for the VeChain versus the USD, and then have a look at this cheeky article?
Yeah, you'll never guess what, but this is my biggest bag, Nick. Let's get straight into it.
Let's go straight into it. Right, quick recap on the market then. We are sitting at $563 billion. Bitcoin's dominance is 62.4%, slightly up on the last 24 hours. We have predominantly a red market with the exception of the Polymath and Solve. So yeah, pretty a decent buying day, Chris, I guess, for most of the assets that we're watching here. Potentially your favorite days are the buying days.
They are.
So I'll just call out a big few here. So obviously Bitcoin's down 1%, XRP's down 2.8%, Cardano's down 6.4%, Stellar's down 5%, and VeChain here is at 4%. But let's have a bit of a deeper dive in on VeChain. So VeChain is currently trading at 1.5 cents, has a market cap of 977 million USD, trading volume of 172 million, and obviously that circulating supply hasn't really changed. It's 64.3 billion VET and 86.7 billion VET total. So if we look down here, we can obviously see a recap on that all-time high. Apparently there's no data for VeChain's all-time high. That's very strange. I can tell you though, it's 2.2 cents because I remember looking at it yesterday. So no idea why that's missing today. But nonetheless, 2.2 is what it was. Right, so if we have a look at the chart here, this is the one that we were drawing on yesterday, guys. So what I really wanted to see was us closing in this red zone, and it just hasn't happened. I'm going to call it like heavy manipulation of the market, Chris, in a bit of a nutshell. All of them, all the cryptos that we were watching anyway, they all decided to drop at exactly the same time. So I suspect AI and some algorithms were at play there. And I guess people were capitalizing in with anyone with weak hands were getting out, and someone would bought back the 𝗕𝗘 within a matter of a few hours. Because if we hop over to some of these charts, just for a bit of a giggle, you can see that this dropped down. Maybe it lasted about an hour and then came right back up again. So some weak hands were definitely shaken, I think, and well, we are where we are now. So we are currently down here. We are below this level of resistance and support. So that's the 1.5. We are at the 1.52. So we really need to be able to pull this back up here, and I think it will happen shortly anyway. Like I say, we don't tend to really mind too much, do we, Chris, when it in terms of daily trading stuff. As long as the big overall macro picture is positive, and we are pretty confident on that, then VeChain will eventually pick up. So I suspect that we'll probably close somewhere in this range here, which will be fine. And then I'm going to kind of predict that maybe there's another candle here before we go back up in this direction, and then hopefully be challenging this area again. So give it a few days and let's see what happens. I reckon we've probably got 3 more days before we kind of have another attempt at that 23 cent level, 23% retracement level, which is approximately 1.62, so 1.6 cent level. Okay, and obviously we are really trying to target that 1.7, which will be interesting, but I think that's going to have to take a few days off, a bit of a rest there, and let's just see if we can go for a bit more sideways action and then try a bit of a retest up here in the near future, Chris. So not much to really report on in terms of the charts here, or kind of what's happened in the last 24 hours. A little unexpected. I was expecting us to kind of close above this line yesterday. It was looking really positive, but shifts in patterns, I guess, can happen at a drop of a hat, and it doesn't take a lot of money to make these kind of polar opposite things actually happen, being such a small market cap asset class. But Chris, shall we jump into this article? And it's just something I want to talk about price wise.
Yeah, nothing I want to talk through price rise, I just get this feeling it's just going to start to pump a little bit. But apart from that, let's get into the article, Nick.
Fantastic. So this is the one that's it's basically been written today and released. Is VeChain toolchain powers producers market to onboard US seafood import platform 𝗓𝗓𝗓. So basically, challenges and opportunities posed by the pandemic are reacting in real time to consumers' needs in the food sector. And this is something that you see happening in the US as well, with all the kind of things that are happening with the Chinese government, Walmart, China, and all that kind of stuff that we spoke about earlier today, or yesterday if you're watching this then. Ultimately, I think the whole food space is trying to get into blockchain. And trying to have that traceability. You can kind of see it with Cardano in the beef chain scenario. You can see it with VeChain and the authorities in China. And here's another example of the exact same thing, but this time it's the seafood industry and the US. So, basically, for the purpose of facilitating fresh, reliable supply of seafood in the US marketplace, 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 announced its implementation of Producers Market's powerful transparency application, Storybird, powered by VeChain toolchain. Through the Storybird application, 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 consumers will be able to trace their sustainably harvest seafood transparently from catch to plate, which is I really like that actually, Chris, because we talk about from farm to plate or farm to fork or whatever. What was the beef chain one? I find that one was hilarious. It was anyway, but it's the same concept, right? Yeah. But I find that they've gone from farm to plate to basically catch to plate. I play on words, and I like it. I find it interesting. But let's carry on. So the US seafood market undergoing food safety transformation. Americans spend $102 billion each year on seafood. However, according to the US Department of Agriculture, the USDA, love an abbreviation, about 80 to 90% of the US consumers did not meet their seafood consumption recommendation. Generally due to the mislabeling of imported seafood products and unfamiliarity with the preparation methods. It is further proven by the Food Market Institute's first ever Power of Seafood survey that half of the interviewed US shoppers wanted more information on quality and freshness. The FDA also published guidelines and advice for consumers to acquire safe seafood, advising customers to look for the label containing information where the fish was harvested, processed, and certifications. And this compels producers to improve their transparency. So there's kind of a bit of a hint as what the problem is and what is the scope of the problem that is trying to be solved here by 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. So as the pandemic is closing or limiting restaurants in America, the consumers' behavior shifted towards their own kitchens, boosting seafood to the fastest growing supermarket category. During the last week of May in 2020, the supermarket sales have continued to surge through July 2020. This brings increasing demand on reliably sourced seafood. So to combat seafood fraud and supply chain shakeups, 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 basically chooses VeChain toolchain to enhance its strategy of directly connecting farmers with consumers via blockchain technology. And I think VeChain talk about fraud a lot. They talk about it a lot in terms of food, but also in the counterfeiting market space as well. There's a lot of things, and I think back to what we had here, Chris, a few years ago with horse meat in products and all that kind of stuff. It's very important that we do have these traceability, and I think it's kind of coming more and more to fruition that they're leaning on blockchain technology to provide that transparency. So
and we do get that here in the UK with fish, Nick.
We do.
Particularly like the fish and chips shops making out that the fish is cod when it isn't. So it has a place, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can see this is just going to keep snowballing. Now we've had a few different examples, and I know VeChain are using Walmart, China as a bit of I want to call it like an example of what can be done, right? And here's another one, right? So now they have another company onboarding that could basically, be used as another kind of example as to the power of VeChain and the transparency the blockchain can bring to the food space. So VeChain toolchain secures and enables food safety. As the world's leading enterprise-friendly blockchain platform, VeChain provides the market-ready one-stop data BaaS platform, VeChain toolchain, right? So which allows blockchain technology to be deployed with the fastest lead time compared to any other platform in the industry. And the VeChain toolchain is an absolutely beast of a piece of development work. You definitely should check it out if you're unfamiliar. It is fantastic. So by using the user-friendly templates built into the VeChain toolchain, local seafood farmers can easily upload harvesting, processing, and shipping information onto the VeChain 4 blockchain, which later integrates with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 data visibility module to be presented publicly for the end users to validate product origin and trace logistics of delivery. The deployment of blockchain ultimately bridges key knowledge gaps between all stakeholders in the trade. So starting from Q4 in 2020, multiple seafood categories on the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 platform will be traced by VeChain toolchain, including salmon here, the Norwegian salmon, North Atlantic haddock, not even going to try to pronounce that, but in New England Sea scallops, lobsters, etc., etc. Right, so many species. And Daniel, the co-founder and CEO of 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, stated, and here's the quote, right? So, our groundbreaking experience working with blockchain has proven to us how powerful a solution it is to traceability and sustainability. The American consumer is demanding the kind of transparency and provenance that blockchain technology delivers. In working with VeChain and the 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧 application, we are bringing our customers the best technology in the market to have immutable trust in seafood from our 𝗕seafood online marketplace. And Sunny Liu, the co-founder and CEO of VeChain, said, statistics have shown that in Q2 of 2020, every $1 of $5 spent in the US came from online orders, dramatically increasing the spending can be found for online grocers, food delivery, meal kits, and more. There will be a surge in growth in the e-commerce food sector, and VeChain will be happy to be part of the emerging new business scenario starting from the seafood sector. So absolutely fantastic. With the growing demand for authentic and premium food products, there is a great potential for VeChain toolchain to power more producer markets partnerships in the future. And I truly, Chris, do believe that this is just the start of many to come. It's going to be a bit of a snowball effect, I think, from here.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to 2021. I really am. I think it's going to be an amazing year, and I know all the boats are going to rise, but some are going to rise a little bit higher than others, right?
Absolutely.
And I think VeChain is going to be one of them for sure.
Yeah, fantastic, guys. So do let us know what your thoughts are down in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed today's video, then do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you'll be kept up to date with all of the videos and live streams that we do here on the Cheeky Crypto channel. And with that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, take care.